If you don't hit record, you won't have the first half of the video. So lesson learned, right? So fuel pump replacement on the Chevrolet. This is a 2000 Silverado. You're going to have 18 millimeter bolts. They're going to be, when you're laying under the truck, they're pretty easy to get to. And I used an impact wrench, but realistically, just, regular socket wrench will work fine, or should. Yours might be different. So yeah, directly across from each other, you're gonna have your 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe short bed and long bed both have 8. Replacement pump I ordered from Amazon. It's the Delphi. That's it there. And the new pumps have a different harness. All the different brands do have an updated oval plug instead of the square. My wires were all the same color and simple to do. I'm not finished yet, but this is just to show you that all the wires were the same color on mine. Some of them will be different color, and your directions should come with a which wire goes to which. So, and then on your fuel lines are really simple. These have just a little push button. There is a special tool you can use for this, but I just put a screwdriver on the bottom and I push this one with my finger. It just makes a click and it pulls off. Take your outside ones off first, because those have your little push clips to pull it out. Your middle one, if it's like mine, has this here on the top and the bottom, and you squeeze them and it pulls the sides away and it pulls off. I believe this one's a vent, so it doesn't have the same type of clip setup, and you just squeeze it and it pulls off. Your ring, you're going to place basically a regular screwdriver here, and you just hammer the ring. Make sure when you get to here, you can use a screwdriver and it presses this clip up, this little lock clip. It'll hold it up here, and then you'll be able to finish getting the ring off so that the pump will pull out. And then when you put it back on, you're basically just doing it the opposite direction. Your new pump will come with a new rubber O-ring that presses up in here and makes that a nice tight fit. And again, you just make sure you lock that back down. It keeps it from coming undone. And that's basically it for there. If you do happen to run into any problems like we did, whereas the pump had no power, so the pump I removed, the sock had come off and it had sucked inside the pump. When it did that, it blew the fuse. And that fuse is right here, and I haven't replaced it with the correct one yet, but this is supposed to be a 20 amp fuse. I replaced it just to make sure it would work, but once I replaced the fuse, the pump came on. I've got to get a 20 amp for right there. That's what's most likely going to be in yours, and I'll replace that with a 20 amp. Here is your fuel pump relay. Some people unplug this relay when you're doing your repair. I normally just undo the negative battery cable and set it to the side. Some people remove the battery cable, and they'll also remove this relay, the fuel pump relay. If you don't know which one it is, it'll be on the back here, and you can see it says fuel pump. And then right next to it, there's your prime fuse. So when you're first removing the bed, the first thing you do, other than undoing the battery and whatnot, is going to be, there's a Torx 30 or T30 bolts that are right here, and there's a little plastic clip that goes in here that comes out, and you'll have to undo those because when you're removing the bed, otherwise it'll be stuck here and you won't realize why your bed's not lifting up. But remember, you got 2 T30s and then just a plastic clip that comes out here. That's it for now. The short beds and the step sides are lighter weight than the long bed. The long bed is heavy. So I just used the old rope swing and come along and lifted it up. So when you're undoing your bed, the only electrical plugs you will run into will be right there, and they unplug nice and easy when you're lifting the bed up. If you have 4 people, whereas I'm doing this by myself, if you had 4 people, you could lift the bed up and set it on the ground. I use the come along because I don't have 4 friends to help me lift a bed off. It's my own personal problems, right? So that's it. I'm going to get it finished up and prime it and make sure it starts. I'll get these wires wrapped back up. I always recommend replacing your fuel filter when replacing your fuel pump. Like mine had the sock come apart, and when I took the fuel filter off and turned it over, it was just full of stuff from inside the tank, and also that fuel pump sock coming apart. Only one out of multiple stores, only one store had it in stock. This is the Duralast one, made in good old China. So the fuel filter I took off had larger holding nuts here. So the one I took off took a 13/16 to hold on to it. This filter has different size. This filter has 3/4, and then I'll show you what size the actual line is. And then there were 2 13mm nuts that hold on the mounting bracket, and that's right here. That's for the mounting bracket, and there is where the fuel filter goes. I had to undo the bracket so that I had enough wiggle room to remove it off the lines. Let's see, I will let you know what size the fuel filter lines are. I think I will let you know. They are 5/8, so 5/8 on the fuel lines. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get that replaced. And then we're going to turn the key and see if we can start it up. I did turn the key a few times and cleaned out this line. I let the pump prime itself a few times and blow the gas through in case there was anything still in that line from that fuel filter or fuel sock that came apart. All right, let's put that on and see if it starts. Fuel pump, fuel filter is on. Oh, we have security lights. Let's see if we have any temperature. Let's see. We have... Oh, well, the fuel gauge is working now, so that's a good sign. Let's prime it a couple more times. Make sure the fuel filter's full. I do know we have some other issues. We have an O2 sensor issue, and we also have bad gas in this truck. So we have a service engine light on. We have fuel. We have oil pressure. All right, and we are smoking a little bit. So let's. Yeah, we're running rough, so I'm going to have to put the diagnostic test on it and see what it is.